4 hours of sleep is not it, bro.
This guy's done.
I'm tapped, bro.
No, you tap, man. But give me some good energy, right?
Gotcha.
You'll be an alpha male, bro.
Okay. Is it you, babe? Get myself in the mood. I got you.
It's my light-skinned queen right there.
Right. Yeah, the sexy red fans, bro.
I'm telling you, me and him on to something. Y'all missing out. Are you good?
I think so.
Good as you gonna get?
As good as I'll be.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's good? What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV. This guy's not good. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV podcast. As always, your boy Ease.
Hey, you want a sauce, God?
Shit, man. I need give me something, bro. I know your energy's a little
And
low.
A1 the sauce, God.
What was that?
My softball impersonation.
Is that what your inner thoughts sound
Yeah.
like? Small.
Small guys.
All right, man. Let's just get into this.
Right.
This fucking nonsense. This disappointment.
Okay.
All right.
The big two.
Big two.
We had a fall off.
We had someone put in their 2 weeks notice.
They resigned from the position.
All right, let's get into the post. We asked you guys what y'all thoughts were on J. Cole's apology. So if you don't know, which I wouldn't understand how you wouldn't know. So there's been a little bit of beef going on. A couple weeks ago, Metro Boomin and Future dropped their album.
Mm-hmm.
On one of their songs, Kendrick said, "Fuck the big three.
It's
just
me.
Big me.
Yeah.
Bum.
Yeah.
Capital B-U-M.
Yeah.
And, we've been, obviously that's targeted towards Drake and J. Cole.
Yep.
Drake has yet to respond. We'll get more into that.
Yeah.
J. Cole responded.
Okay.
And then a couple hours later, he apologized.
He recanted his apology. Or he recanted his attack.
And we asked you guys how you felt about it. Milan wrote, "Weak. I'm disgusted." Throwing up emoji.
That's a strong reaction to that.
Fetty wrote, "Scared." Okay. Rob wrote, "Calling out lame shit in rap culture is always a win." Yes and no. Calling out lame shit is always a win. I think this wasn't a win for hip hop. I don't think so.
Right.
I think it wasn't a good look for J. Cole.
Okay.
He looked lame. I think J. Cole just gave himself the biggest L in hip hop history. He actually gave it to himself. I've never seen someone give himself an L to this magnitude.
Okay.
All right. Simon wrote, "Knowing how fake people are in general and watching J. Cole put himself in such a vulnerable spot shows you how real he is. Almost no one ever speaks from their heart, and we need more of this at the end of the day." Okay, I mean, obviously he's a J. Cole fan.
Right.
By that. Lewis wrote, "Class." George wrote, "The way people are reacting to this act of maturity is why gangbanging in the hood will never cease."
It's a strong point.
It's a strong point. I love Cole, man. Fire emoji, fire emoji. Okay, so let's get into it, right?
Okay.
All right. Let's be mature first.
Right.
Can we be mature?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's be mature about this J. Cole thing.
Okay.
Knowing who J. Cole is or who he puts himself out to be to the public, right? This is on brand. This makes sense for him to.
It's right in line to who he is, yeah.
He's comes off as a spiritual, nice guy. He's not really looking for any issues at all, right? So he did something that he says felt out of character for himself.
Right.
And then he apologized. He stood up like a man and, went up there to the world and said, "Yo, I was wrong.
Right.
I was capping."
Right.
And I think when anyone apologizes, when they can admit they're wrong, you have to respect it on some level.
Absolutely. I just think it was bad timing, honestly. I think it would have been, obviously this is the inner toxic person inside of me.
No, let's not be toxic just yet. Let's be mature. Let's be mature.
Let's
We'll get to toxic.
Let's be mature. Okay.
We'll get to my toxic is jumping out
of you.
Yeah. So let's get through the mature part quick.
Maturity, honestly, I think what he did was it was a good thing. I think for him to go on a stage and apologize, I think, like you said, he stepped outside of his character, and at some point, you can be peer pressured by other people to do certain things that are just not you. It's okay, if you and your group of friends are around or doing a certain doing a certain thing, if you're around your group of friends that are doing a certain thing and it's just not your character, it's really hard to step away from that and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. So I think this has been building up for years at this point, you know? And
yeah, I mean, there's been jabs here and there, right? It's like these three kind of throw these little things here. It's like, is it about him? Is it not?
Right.
It's been in the talks for a long time.
Absolutely.
It was kind of refreshing to kind of finally see someone just say, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah, it finally came to head, essentially, you know? It's like a pimple that finally comes to head. It's like, okay, finally, here we are right now. So let's see how it turns out. So I think with that, you know, it probably was like a lot of underlying feelings that he had over the years. And obviously the conversations that were had, who's better between J. Cole and Kendrick. And he kind of wanted an opportunity to showcase who he actually is, you know?
Yeah.
And I can see why he would recant his I guess his punch in this situation, because it's like, okay, you know, this isn't who I am, you know? Initially, like, you know, if you had caught me as J. Cole maybe 10 years ago, then I would have been down for the shit. But like right now, I'm in a different place in my life to where it's just not who I am. Like I'm above this at this point.
I'm not I don't want to be at war.
Right, you know, and it's like and for him to be the type of person that he is, and ironically enough, Kendrick as well, to be these like woke spiritual people being two black brothers going at each other.
I think you're stretching it out.
Okay,
because I don't think Kendrick's that woke.
He tends to talk about like cultural issues a lot.
I don't associate that with wokeness.
Okay,
I think you could still talk about real life shit, but not be as woke and spiritual as another person.
Okay,
because Kendrick to me seems war ready at all times. I don't ever doubt Kendrick in a sense, and I'm not. And I'm saying this. I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan.
Right.
You know.
I know you. Yeah.
Yo, here's the thing about Kendrick, right? I don't have to like him, but I can still recognize his greatness. Because I'm a fan that believes that numbers matter. Like, I know some people are like, oh, you know, this streams don't matter, awards don't matter. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
So Kendrick has, you know, I think 17 Grammys, right?
Or something like that.
Kendrick has, I think, 50 million monthly listeners on Spotify, right? Which is more than J. Cole.
Right.
So I can recognize that. I don't have to be a fan of Kendrick to realize, like, this guy is one of the big.
He's deserving of it, you know?
He's deserving of the title. So with that being said, though, can we get toxic now?
Okay. You're itching for it. Go ahead. Yeah.
What the fuck was J. Cole thinking? Oh my God. I couldn't fucking believe it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it, I was hoping that it was fake, bro.
Because
I'm not gonna lie.
I think, did it drop on April 1st?
I don't know. I don't remember the date, and possibly.
I thought, I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is the April. Like, this is about to be like, yo, he's about to build us up and then just be like, fuck out of here. Right. And then I thought he was gonna double down with another diss.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was kind of like, yo, like, let me fuck with y'all a little bit.
Yeah. But nah, honestly, when I saw it, like, I think it happened like really late night because it happened at one of his concerts.
Yeah, Dreamville.
So yeah. And I was scrolling through like late night and I saw it and I was like, come the fuck on, J. Cole. Like, but the thing is for me, I don't want to jump ahead right now, right? To me personally, I think Kendrick had the better song, but I think J. Cole had a better like work of art overall.
What do you mean Kendrick had a better song?
So I think the song that Kendrick had with Future, it's more catchy, you know. So it's like something.
You mean as an overall song,
right,
not just the.
And I think that matters, and people try to act like it doesn't matter, right? But I think generally speaking, the better song makes the better diss track.
That's why Back to Back was such a good diss, because it wasn't nothing like insane that was said in Back to Back. Yeah. But the song itself was so lit that you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna listen to this.
This shit is ringing off in the clubs like so nonstop. You're hearing it, and it almost like, I remember Kanye said at one point that Drake is strategic in his war, you know? And it's like one of those things where it's like, I think just most rappers need to be on that same wavelength. It's like, okay, if this is somebody, yeah, you could come out and spit all this lyrical nonsense that like goes over people's heads and stuff, but how much replay value does it have? Like, am I gonna listen to it one time and be like, oh damn, he really went at this nigga? Or am I gonna listen to it 10 times and be like, this is a fire ass song?
I get what you mean, because Like That is actually a good song. Like, it's gonna get played it has a good amount of replay value.
Exactly. So now think about the fucking like effect that has on the person it's intended to. You go out, you're gonna hear that song. Somebody next to you, you pull up to a red light, that song is blasting in the car. Like, you feel me?
The beat on it was crazy.
Exactly. You feel me? It's like, even right now, we're on the point of like where we see a video of Travis Scott asking them to play the song because of the beat.
I think he's just being messy.
You think so?
I think he's being messy.
I don't know. I think I thought Future and Drake had a good relationship. So I thought Kendrick and Drake had a good. Travis and Drake had a good relationship. But nonetheless, I think that to sum it up, I think Kendrick's song or Kendrick's diss was a better song. So it has more replay value and it has a better longevity. I think J. Cole threw harder punches, but it was a weak song to me. Like, I think.
All right. So I think we could agree on that.
Right.
So I definitely know what you mean. Because like now they're going to play that Kendrick verse like forever in a sense. Because it's a good song.
Right.
I don't think what he said when it was that crazy.
Right.
It was, I think what Kendrick had on his side was shock value because you didn't see it coming.
No, it was kind of like left field.
Kendrick threw this punch out. Everyone's going about their day thinking everything's good. J. Cole's like, like peace, love, and happiness, all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like all of a sudden, here comes Kendrick like, fuck out of here.
Right.
Y'all thought y'all was with me?
Nah. Y'all not on my level.
The shock value was crazy. So J. Cole lost the shock value because we expected a response.
Right.
So he didn't have that to begin with, right?
Right.
What I think J. Cole said a lot more shit on his diss. I think he did a little bit of capping on it.
Okay.
I think he downplayed a lot of Kendrick's catalog.
I don't think so.
Number wise, you can't deny it. That's my point.
Right.
Like, so even though you may not like Kendrick's catalog, I may not like Kendrick's catalog, right? But the numbers that it did, the impact on hip hop that it had, right? You can't deny that. So
I think he was pretty spot on. You feel me?
So I think the biggest takeaway from the diss was if you wasn't dissing, we wouldn't be discussing you, because that's true. Kendrick isn't normally spoken about.
Right.
He doesn't come up in conversation because he's just not that relevant of a person.
Right.
Especially to people that aren't like his core fans. Because we don't typically talk about Kendrick because he just doesn't have much going on. I
mean, but that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are saying so I've been looking at a couple people posts, right? There's been, I didn't even know this was a thing, but part of my Facebook friend group, we have hardcore Drake and J. Cole fans, and then we got the hardcore Kendrick fans, and they've been going at war lately. Like,
you know what I do hate about Kendrick fans? They don't ever come out until it's like time to
shit on Drake.
Shit on Drake. Right. That's the thing about it. I hate about Kendrick fans. Like, they're never around. They don't ever speak on the guy. They don't post about this guy until Drake and him are mentioned. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, like, everyone's a diehard.
Everybody's a Kendrick fan, all right? I mean, but these guys have been going back and forth in it. And one thing that some of the J. Cole fans have been saying is that Kendrick just doesn't put out enough music to be even to qualify as a good artist. And to play devil's advocate, it's really hard to say. It's because Rihanna doesn't put out a lot of music, right? And she also is still on this pedestal of being like a pretty big artist, So can we?
But
is it just strictly because it's hip hop?
I would say it's a bad comparison because she had an era where she put out a music every year,
right?
And now she just stopped making music,
right?
Where Kendrick has pretty much, this has always been his like MO, where he takes a long time with this project, so he always spaces them out,
right?
So it's not. I get what you're trying to go. I don't think it's the best comparison.
I mean, but in terms of like, we're talking about, the argument that they had specifically was just space in between, right? Like, he hasn't dropped a song in X amount of time, right? So he's just not a relevant artist. And my comparison is, like I said, is just Rihanna, because she hasn't dropped an album. Yes, she may have put up projects consistently, but it's been years. I think it's like 9 years now, 10 years.
Well, I don't even consider her a musician anymore. She's just like a
business person at this point, But you can't take away a person's the work that person's done prior to that because of the fact that they haven't put out music in such a long time, So to play devil's advocate for them, I think that Kendrick has done what he's done in that small amount of time to qualify him to still be in the conversation. Here we are 10 years later.
No, yeah, I don't disagree.
So I think that I think that's a poor argument in terms of like why he doesn't stand up to them. But because J. Cole also took like a mini hiatus, like he's
mini
right,
mini
hiatuses, right?
No. You think many?
I think J. Cole had a strong run for a while, and then he kind of just like dipped. Like I think after 2014 Forest Hill Drive, it's like kind of just tanked after that.
Man, I don't know. I think he was pretty active. And sometimes what I mean is like you don't have to be necessarily dropping like albums,
right?
But he was still active on other people's songs. I feel like it's like because you could say the thing about same for 21 Savage, right? It's been probably I think 6 years since his last project, not including the one that just dropped a couple months ago.
Right.
But there was like a good amount of time between his first project and this one.
Right.
But you hear 21 Savage at least once a month on a new song. So J. Cole was still active.
J. Cole was active, but I feel like he just wasn't. Music wasn't his main thing. Like his personal music. I think a lot of times, like I think during that time, he was also pushing like his own artists. You know, like and he was like.
But he was doing music with them.
Right.
Like, he was on their songs.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it was something along the lines of, or I don't think it was along the lines of him actively putting in like perfecting his craft. I think it was just like fluff music in between.
I think the music he's putting out was quality. I think he did one fucking song with that English chick. I think
that was a fire song.
But that's what I mean. Like I think he was active. I think he had good songs. I don't think J. Cole is the kind of guy that puts out fluff music.
Most artists put out fluff music.
I don't think J. Cole is a guy that puts out fluff music. Bro, I think Drake puts out a lot of fluff music.
Most artists do, but that's what I'm saying. It's like filler music.
Most do.
But you don't think J. Cole is that one?
I would say that's one thing I think him and Kendrick have in common, even though Kendrick doesn't put out as much music as J. Cole, is when they do put out music, it's not fluff, it's quality.
No, it's a quality song, but it's still fluff. Like
what
it's
do you
like
consider fluff?
Like filler music, you know, like it's like something.
If you're spitting on a song, that's fluff to you.
No, like
if the song is good,
but you could tell when like an artist is actively putting in the work in a song, right? So they're putting out projects, they're actively working on music, right? They're dropping single songs and they're actively catering to their audience. Whereas somebody requests for you to come on their thing or wants a feature from you, I think that's like fluff music. Like it's like.
No,
it's like
fluff.
okay,
that's not fluff.
It's like okay, I'll jump on the track for you. Oh, Ari wants a song, I'll do a song with her. Oh, this London chick wants a song. All right, bet I'll do that with her. It's like it's just I have nothing better to do, so I'll just do that, and I'm gonna body it.
Yo, what do you think is a hiatus? What do you consider a hiatus?
A hiatus?
Yeah, you just said J. Cole went on a hiatus.
I would say like he went on a hiatus, but it wasn't like I would think within his music, like for his songs. I think he was doing a lot of assistance.
Give me a time.
A hiatus obviously is just a time.
What do you consider a hiatus? A year, 2 years between projects? What do you consider a hiatus?
I don't think there's a specific timeline on that.
What the?
Bro, honestly,
oh my god,
bro, I don't. What you're fishing for an answer that I can't give you. Like it's like
that doesn't make sense. You're saying J. Cole went on a hiatus. How long was he gone for? What do you consider?
He
2
took
months?
a hiatus from his like music. That's what I'm saying. Like he took a hiatus from actually putting out like pushing himself as an artist. He did a lot of okay, I'll do features. Okay, I'll push my artist.
I think that's if you're putting out quality music, it's not fluff.
Fluff doesn't fluff. You're using fluff as a synonym for trash. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm saying that
fluff is trash. Fluff is trash.
No, he's putting out like just music. Okay, like here, take that. Like you want a song? Do it here.
Just take that. That's mediocre.
No,
like, that's lazy. That's what fluff is.
It's like I'm not. It's like okay, like let's just say right now, right? I'm a carpenter, right? I own a carpenting business.
Oh my
right?
god!
Let's just say my analogies, my analogies, right? He's
a carpenter that sells ice cream.
All right, I'm gonna bring it home to you, right?
You never do.
I'm a carpenter.
You never do.
I'm a carpenter that owns a carpenting business, right? Mm-hmm. My business isn't doing so well. I take a break from my actual business, but I do a lot of side jobs in between. What the fuck benefit does that does? That does a lot of benefit for me as in generating income for myself.
Terrible.
But what does it do for my business? J. Cole hasn't perfecting his craft as an artist.
So like first of all, if you're still making good music, you're doing good for yourself because you're growing your fan base,
but not as a business person. That's what I'm saying.
You're still making money.
Personally, I'm it's like okay, I'm doing side jobs. Those songs are side jobs. They're not actively trying to make him a better artist.
You're saying he took a fucking hiatus. How long is a hiatus? How long was he gone for? So we can look this shit up and just see how wrong you are.
I don't remember me saying a hiatus, but
you said a mini hiatus.
I said no. He said he took. Yeah, maybe he did.
Okay, all right.
Maybe I did say that. Maybe I did say he did. He took many hiatuses. I think. But what I meant to say is that his music actually dropped after 2014. 2014 Forest Hills
Drive.
Drive.
And then when he come back up?
I think honestly now.
Yeah. So J. Cole was gone from 2014.
Not gone. That's not what I said.
So hold on. So J. Cole put out Fluff from 2014 to 2024.
J. Cole walked out the door as an artist and peeked his head in every now and then between now and 2014.
I want to repeat it, and then I want you to stand on your fucking point.
Yeah.
You think J. Cole essentially stopped working on his own craft, his own music in 2014 and came back in 2024. He took a 10-year gap.
I think he shifted. He has put out albums in between. But you're not listening to what I'm saying, bro.
So if he put out albums,
right,
he wasn't putting out fluff. He's working on his business.
No, he's putting out albums that aren't good albums. Like they weren't.
He had good albums. So according,
give me an album after 2014, Forest Hill Drive.
I don't know the name of his albums, but I remember listening to them. They're good albums. The only thing that I didn't like from him, he threw out like a mixtape 2 years ago, like with the whole Dreamville. That was like the only trash thing he put out.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Okay, that's the only thing. But he put out good albums. Just 'cause I don't remember the fucking. I could look him up. You want me to look him up?
Look him up. Meaningless albums, like
meaningless.
Like they have done nothing for him.
He only put out one meaningful album in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's the only album that he really put out. Bro, he even know this.
He knows this?
Bro, he went on at one point he was doubting himself as an artist, and then that's why
my apologies. The fucking off season was bad.
Let me see the album art for that one.
This was fire. Literally fire. Because it got fucking fire.
Yeah.
Because you didn't listen to it.
I did listen to it. I did listen to it. That's the shit with all the periods in between the words.
This how my apologies again. KOD.
I think the biggest song was KOD on that album.
So this was trash. This did bad. This
biggest song.
This was fluff.
Fluff album.
So KOD was a bad
album.
So KOD was a bad album. The off season was a bad album.
Terrible album.
Okay. So you think the only good project J. Cole has put out
the last good project was
Forest Hills Drive in
2014 Forest Hills Drive. Yep.
Okay. Y'all heard him. This is why people think you have the fucking worst music takes.
I'm telling you, but I'm real about my shit. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking ride for somebody else, ride for a thought that is not accurate, bro. Like if okay, I'm not saying that my opinion is the only opinion that matters, but I'm talking about
but you believe it,
bro. You can see it, like no one is running song, bro.
Yo, so it doesn't make sense. Do you consider J. Cole in the big three?
I would consider him a big three because of everything he's done up until the point of 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
You can't consider someone a part of the big three and they haven't put out something good since 2014.
We considered fucking Kendrick part of the big three and he hasn't put out some music in a long time.
Well, he's had 4 albums in 10 and 12 years, right? So you're saying that he's had 4 good albums in 4 years, in 10, 12 years. So what you're saying is J. Cole hasn't put out something that good, right? And I said before, right? Objectively or subjectively, I may not like Kendrick's albums,
right?
But objectively, I can't deny their greatness. What you're saying is you're saying that
I'm denying their greatness.
Yeah, objectively and subjectively that J. Cole has not been good since 2014.
He hasn't put out good albums since 2014. No.
Okay. All right.
I think like I said, we all know J. Cole is a lyricist, right? He's been bodying. It's my time right now, right? We all know J. Cole's a lyricist, right? We all know J. Cole's a lyricist, right? And he's been bodying songs throughout that time, right? So he's doing what he does best, which is dropping a fire
fluff.
Yeah, pretty much dropping a fire verse since 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Other than that, J. Cole has not been positioning himself to maintain that big three status. Like I told you, him and Drake had a conversation, or him and Drake at some point, it seemed like they had a conversation because there was one point in time where Drake walked him on stage and he was like, yo, you're doubting yourself as an artist when no, you're up here, you're right here next to me. So why would he say that? Like, why would I feel like I'm not doing good if I am doing amazing?
Because he's humble.
No, nigga.
Because he's humble.
The same nigga that just dropped this fucking diss track towards Kendrick? The humble nigga?
Yeah.
Nah.
You saw it. You saw the fucking... in the diss track, he says, I'm humble. Which, to me, is the dumbest shit you can do. Let's just agree for you to be wrong. And we'll go back to
agree for me to be wrong, bro. I'm not wrong.
Let's just go back to this. Let's go back to this fucking thing. Cause my blood pressure's up right now.
Right. That's fine.
Fucking carpenters.
Carpenter, bro. I'm telling you.
Either way.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole in the fucking out in the diss track. Yo, my only problem with the diss track. So I think the diss track was better than Kendrick's one bar, essentially. The song may not be as good. I thought prior to the fucking apology, J. Cole was winning this. I thought J. Cole had round one. You can argue that he put out way more shit, which is true, but that was Kendrick's fault. If he was gonna diss him, he should have dissed him a lot longer, put out a whole song. So he put the fucking ball in J. Cole's court. So I think J. Cole was winning. I didn't like that he was kind of halfway in, halfway out on the diss track. I didn't like that. I thought, so, yo, if you're going to go at somebody, just go at somebody.
Right.
And I get it. You know, you don't have actual beef with this guy. Like, you probably don't really fucking hate Kendrick. I think a good part of something like that makes a rap beef really good is actually disliking the person. Like, 50 Cent hates Ja Rule.
50 Cent hate most people.
But my point is, right, there was actual fucking anger behind those lyrics.
So it was getting disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right.
So J. Cole doesn't have that type of anger towards Kendrick.
Right.
Now, do I think Kendrick has those feelings towards J. Cole?
I think so.
I think so.
Right.
So you can't.
What do you think it stems from?
I think I think Kendrick understands the nature of hip hop and the competitiveness that comes with it. So when someone else says, "Yo, we're all tied for this number one spot," a real competitive person, a real winner is like, "No."
Yeah, which is far. That's a fucking imaginary fucking ideology because there's no way they're all fucking tied. We all know who's fucking number one. We know who's possibly number two. I think number two and number three is like it's a toss up.
No, it's not. It was a toss up. It's not a fucking toss up anymore. Yo, when you apologize in a rap beef, you take yourself out of the top 3. You take yourself out of the top 5, and that's just what it is, man. Like this was embarrassing. I think overall this was an L for hip hop. I think it was an L for J. Cole, but this was an L for hip hop. And I get it, man. All the woke people are like, "Oh, man, this is good." Right. This is what's bothering me about this shit. These J. Cole fans, they can't stop being fucking fans to recognize how corny this was. People are talking about, "Oh, this is real mature," all this other shit. First of all, this was lame. This is lame. If you throw out a diss, if you don't want to throw out another one, don't do it. If it felt wrong with you, don't do it. But to apologize for it, and it's like, it would have been one thing if J. Cole initiated the beef and then apologized, but no, you got to attack first, bro.
Okay.
Some people say first person shooter was kind of a little bit of shade towards Kendrick. I don't. I thought he kind of gave him his flowers.
Speculative.
I thought he gave his flowers.
So here's my thoughts on the whole thing, right? I think that I agree with you somewhat. Okay, right? Here it goes, right? Here's where the argument starts again. I agree with you somewhat, right? I think that this isn't good for hip hop. I think that, this is a moment that has been missed in a very long time in hip hop where like we can actually see I was amped about this, right? Because I'm like,
and the thing is, everyone was talking,
and it wasn't about like the beef between them, but I think it was just good because now we're gonna get fucking quality music coming out, right? And it's gonna be put everybody on their toes. Like, okay, like we can't be doing like this whole little bullshit, Lil Uzi Vert mumble rap bullshit that's been going on for like the past 5 years, right? Like niggas gonna have to spit now.
Yeah, but
I'm disappointed in J. Cole for fucking apologizing because I really wanted him to go toe to toe with fucking Kendrick and there to be some sort of like end winner at the end of it. Whether it be J. Cole, whether it be Kendrick, whatever the fuck, they could be friends after, whatever the fuck. But I at least wanted like there to be a clear, decisive winner at the end of the song.
And J. Cole gave us that. J. Cole gave us the winner. But
here's the thing, right? I think I'm actually curious to see. All right, so before I even say that, I think he did fail hip hop in terms of folding on this track, on this whole beef between them two. What I am hesitant about, I'm very hesitant about like where his music career goes from this point forward.
That's because I got my worries.
Right. Because I think that what he's doing right now, I think that he let a lot of people down, which, like I said, he's being true to himself, but he let a lot of artists down. Just to interrupt real quick. Right.
So his real fans are gonna write out.
Right.
They're gonna, obviously you see it, right? No, his real fans can't even admit how corny this was.
Right.
His casuals, I think he lost.
Yeah.
the people that were kind of fans of J. Cole, he just lost them during this.
Right.
I think he was gaining them. People were gassed for J. Cole.
Right.
Now they taking this right here. I think he lost a small percentage of a fan base by apologizing. Yeah,
and I think honestly, like his I'm actually curious to see where his career goes, because I think it's really up in the air. But I am nervous about it. You know, I am nervous about like the direction that I guess the music industry is gonna be, or even like just the hip hop as a whole is gonna be like fucking with J. Cole after this whole situation. But I think nonetheless, like, you know, being outside of being an artist, he is being a man, and he's being true to himself, you know, and he's being real with whatever decision that he makes. Am I happy with it? No, but I understand why he did it.
I understand it, man. But you gotta read the room, and because my thing is, right, this isn't a Tupac Biggie beef.
Right.
It's not. As far as I know, there isn't someone's life isn't in danger. This is a strictly who's number one as a lyricist.
Right.
This was a fun beef. This was competitive. There wasn't a reason for him to duck out like he did. Unless there's stuff in the background that's going on, and you never know. Could be.
I think it's what happens when like you get.
But to apologize to the guy that hit you first is crazy. Imagine imagine you have a son, right?
Yeah.
He gets in a fight in school, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, this kid punched me. I punched him back, but then I felt bad."
It's reality. Like sometimes
that shit happens. In the face right there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, man. I think sometimes it's the reality. I think that's good sportsmanship.
So you think J. Cole did the right thing?
I think, yeah, ultimately he did the right thing for himself, because I think being peer pressured into, not even peer pressure, but being pressured into.
It is peer pressure.
Right.
He probably got peer pressure by the rap industry, his friends.
Right.
Everyone's looking at him like, yo, what are you about to say?
Exactly. You know, like I feel like being pressured into making a decision like that, like you kind of got your back up against the wall. Like you said, you know, he gives him his flowers. He doesn't really have beef with him. He threw a jab, but it's like, I don't want to hurt you kind of thing. And he actually said that, like, I don't want to, like, hopefully this is the warning shot. Like, I don't want to do this to you. But it's like, I think, I don't know, bro.
It's just disappointing.
It is disappointing.
You're trying to say
disappointing. Is disappointing.
You're trying to say face. You're trying to.
You know what it is? No. You know what it is? I'm gonna be completely honest on why I'm torn. Right.
All right, guys. For the first time in Gen TV history, A1's gonna be 100% with us.
Right. I'm gonna be completely honest on why I'm torn. I'm torn because as a listener, I want the beef. Right. As a man, I understand why he folded. Like, it's like, I want to look at the situation and be like, okay, like, this is the most, like, commendable thing to do, you know? And it's like, to back down from a situation that you're just uncomfortable with and being like, okay, like, I don't give a fuck what and anyone else say, I'm being true to myself. I think that's you have to respect that. Now, do you respect that as a listener? Obviously not. Do you respect that in hip hop? Obviously no. But as a man, you got to respect that.
So, okay. All right. Well, we could end that part on that, right? So, Might Delete Later, which is J. Cole's new album, which the diss track is on. For a good amount of songs, he talks his shit.
Yeah.
He talks
pops his shit.
Like,
yeah.
He's boasting. He's talking like he's number one.
Yeah.
Moving forward now, after this apology, can he still rap like that? I say no. I say you can't talk like you're number one now. I think if you're gonna be humble, be fucking humble. Because what you did, you took yourself out of the race.
I think he could talk like that. But I don't think that it has any weight. I think that's the issue. I feel like he lost kind of like his, I guess, credibility in a sense.
Okay.
And
I see that.
He lost like the trust of his listeners to say like, okay, I'm willing to go toe to toe for you, because if I'm fighting for you, you got to fight for yourself. And he's essally just not fighting for himself.
J. Cole fans are fucking fighting for their lives in the comments right now.
I mean, and honestly, it's like,
I really do love the switch up where like last week, like J. Cole's a fucking killer. You know what? He's mature.
Right.
He's so mature.
He's so mature. I mean, the motherfucker rides bicycles through New York. You know, like he lives in a regular fucking house and drives regular cars. Like, I think this fits right into his character. You want to be a
regular dude? Be a regular dude. You just can't talk that number one shit. You can't talk that talk now, man. You gotta be you had your chance. Here's my thing, right? You had your chance to prove you're number one, and I think you did it. I think if like I said, I thought J. Cole won round one, and if Kendrick dropped something, which I think Kendrick's still gonna write. I think whatever Kendrick comes out with next is gonna address this situation, and I can see Kendrick just pretty much calling them like, yo, pussies.
Yeah, bitch ass nigga. Like, yeah, bitch ass nigga folding on a track, copping pleas and shit.
Yeah. I can see, because Kendrick has that killer.
Right.
He's not with that friendly shit, bro. Now, what I am curious is, does Drake drop a diss track? Give me a percentage. What do you think?
Dedicating a track to it, no. Throwing subliminals and songs, yes.
Okay. All right. I see that.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair with you, I think Drake has some rap beef PTSD.
From Pusha T?
Because, that was Drake's only L.
Wasn't an L?
It was an L. He lost that beef. I don't want to dive into that. He lost the beef. The guy pretty much outed his fucking laundry to the world.
And what?
Okay, it doesn't matter, right? I don't. That's the fucking. That's the problem with you fans.
You fans.
It is. You guys can never admit. You guys just can't admit when your favorite artist took a L or doing some corny shit. So my point is, I think Drake. I think Drake has some rap PTSD. I think he got straightened out the last time. So I don't. And I think he knows Kendrick can spit.
Yeah.
Now, do I want Drake as a Drake fan? Because I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
As a Drake fan, do I want to fucking respond? Please make this.
As a Drake fan, I do not want him to respond
because he thinks he's gonna lose.
I just don't think I don't think that's his lane. You feel me? Like I think it's.
You don't think rap beef is his lane?
Oh, lyrical rap beef? I don't think that's his lane. Okay. I think he could beef, but I don't think a lyrical rap beef is his lane.
So if Drake and Kendrick go head to head, you think Drake's gonna lose?
I just don't think it would be like entertaining. Like I feel like
that's not what I'm asking.
All right, here I'm getting there, right?
Okay.
I just don't think it would be entertaining, right? Because I think Kendrick is gonna spit like the Kendrick shit, right? And then Drake is gonna like spit some disrespectful shit. But I just don't think that it's gonna be like an entertaining beef, you know? Like it's kind of like Drake versus fucking Kendrick. It's like, okay, Drake is already on top as like obviously as the number one artist. It's kind of like, why go back and forth with this nigga?
Here's what
I think with J. Cole and Kendrick, right? Before you get into this, okay. I think with the difference between J. Cole and Kendrick, I think that those two have been kind of set up to go head to head with each other because they're kind of within that same lane as being heavy lyricists. Like we all know Drake has the number one spot as an artist, right? Whether you want to call him a pop artist, whether you want to call him a rapper, whether you want to call him R&B singer, whatever the fuck, he's just number one in his artistry. I think Kendrick and J. Cole have been fighting for that number two spot and primarily just number one spot as who's the better lyricist amongst the three, right?
Okay.
So is Drake a lyricist? He can be, but
he started off. He's always been a hybrid. He started off as I think early on he was more of a lyricist than a singer. Then he kind of flipped.
Yeah.
Where now he's more of a singer than a lyricist.
Right.
But when he drops some lyrical shit, it's usually fire.
Yeah, it's usually fire. But is that his lane though?
The song he had with Jack Harlow a year ago was fucking body that shit.
But that's not his lane though?
8 a.m. in Charlotte was good.
Right. I think all his old clocks, like anything with a time before it, is just
timestamp.
Right. Anything with a timestamp is fire.
You know what? If Drake does respond to Kendrick, I think he needs like a 10 p.m. in Compton.
Really?
Like just like some shit.
That's actually pretty fire. Like, that is pretty fire.
All right. Y'all heard it here.
Yeah, that is pretty fire. You know, reach out to the people. Reach out to the powers that be to get that shit stamped. But I think what Drake would do is probably like fuck Kendrick's girl or like fuck somebody close to this nigga. Like, you know, just do some fucking petty shit in his real life to like get at Kendrick. But in terms of like going back and forth with this nigga, I don't see that shit happening.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he just it's a risk for him that I don't think he needs to take at this point.
I can see that. I can see that.
All right, overall, what did you think of J. Cole's Might Delete Later?
I was just gonna ask you that same exact question next.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Okay, and I know why. Right?
Why did I like it?
We're two different type of listeners, right? You like this like lyrical boom bop shit, right? That's not me. This nigga's like fucking
guy likes Doja Cat.
This man is listening to fucking Beanie Siegel on his spare time and shit. Like
that's a stretch.
My guy is bumping fucking these underground artists and seeing how they fucking
like, all right,
pinpoint their lyrics together and shit. Like that's why you like this shit,
okay.
right?
Oh my god, this guy's gassing it.
Right. Me, I think it was a dope album. Honestly, I think it was a good album. I do enjoy the album. I am disappointed in the fact that in his diss track, I think his diss track was subpar for J. Cole's stature. I think he could have went way harder than that, and I do think he held back. I think he kind of sprinkled a lot of the things that he should have said in the track throughout the entire album. But I don't think his as an album. I wouldn't say that this album is an album for replay value. I would say that this
album. You don't think there's one song in there for replay value?
I don't think the album is an album for replay value. I think this album is kind of to remind people that he is why he deserves that to be part of the big three.
He is who we thought he was.
Who he is, who he is. I think he's reminding people of why he deserves to be part of the big three conversation. I think that this album is kind of even the what is the word I'm looking for? The tone of the album, it's like he's having like hardcore spitters up there. He's having some dope fucking beats. He had that guy, he had fucking Cannon produce the shit. Like these are like some real heavy rapping beats and like tonality throughout the entire album. So I don't think this is an album for actual like replay value and has like a lot of longevity. But
we can go over some of the songs.
All right.
First song was Pricey with R. Lennox.
I did like that song.
Gucci.
I did like that song.
That was a straight song.
Play a snippet of it, the beginning. Did like that. Yep.
It was a straight song. Wasn't much. Crocodile Tears, which we got a sample of it like a couple months ago. We put it out, but fire.
Okay.
Crocodile Tears might be my favorite song on it.
Okay.
Ready with Cameron. This is a second like Cameron.
I do like that one. This
is a second Cameron kind of feature.
Right.
Cameron was on his last album. He didn't rap. He talked.
Okay.
But I'm really liking like this
the
J.
dynamic
Cole Cameron mix here.
Right.
It's kind of giving me not as good, but like a Drake and Rick Ross when they kind of team up.
Okay.
I'm liking this. Because it's so different. Like you wouldn't think Cameron and J. Cole would met.
Yeah, would mesh well. Right.
The songs they're making are really good songs.
I did like that song a lot to the point where I went back and listened to the original Ready last night.
Okay. Yeah. Hunting Rabbits.
Yeah, I think everything after like the first four was like.
You know what I did? I like HYB with Central C.
Yes, I did like that song. The one with Central C.
Yo, I'm like starting to realize how much of a Central C fan I am.
Yo, Central C got some hits. I'll play you a song after this shit. Shit is fire, bro. By Central C.
I probably already know it.
Bro, some white girls put me onto this shit.
Really?
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Central C really. I fucking saw him in I think in Canada. Like,
okay.
Right before he really
took off.
Yeah.
He's a Drake of England, bro. Drake of the
UK. Fever.
Yeah.
Straight. Sticks and Stones I really fuck with.
Can't remember that one too much. Skip in the middle. Yeah. This is up your alley. Boom bop shit.
Okay. All right.
This is right up your
alley. Pie, that's the one with Daylight and Absol. That you're not gonna like that. That's a fucking Stealth Mode.
Put in the middle. Sorry.
And then this is a really rappy song, 3001. I thought it was a good song. I mean, I know it's not like typically your type of thing,
right.
But I think it was still a pretty quality song.
I think, see, my thing is like, I like bodies of work. I don't really like that boom bop shit. So I'm not listening to like every fucking line and dissecting it. Like I'm just listening to like.
I get you. Yo, sometimes when you listen to real liquor rap, it's like, geez, man, like, can I fucking turn my brain
right
and just vibe?
Exactly. Can I just enjoy the song? You know,
I get it. It's not for everybody.
But
it's nice to hear it every now and then because when you hear like a fucking bar like that, it's like, oh, what the? It just makes you just appreciate it.
No, for sure. I think like I think there's a nice balance. You know, there's a good balance. Sometimes it could be overdone, but I think overall album I would give it probably like a. Give it like a 7.
That's higher than I thought for you, man.
I wanted to say 6, but I'll give it a 7.
Okay, I'm giving it 7.5.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the songs that were on this album or EP, whatever, I don't even know what the fuck they call it.
Yeah.
It's not a mixtape. It's not an EP, whatever.
EP, right.
These are throwaway songs from his upcoming album, The Fall Off.
I don't think so.
I think these are throwaway songs.
I think that these are all specifically for this Kendrick and Drake situation, or Kendrick beef.
You think he made these like in the last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
Bro, I think
majority
of them. But there's 14 songs? I thought it was like 7.
No.
It was more than that?
Double check for you, but yeah. 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think he made a lot of. I think a lot of this is kind of surfaced around this whole situation. I mean, they said that he wrote 7-minute drill in 7 minutes. You know, so like I think that this is probably just him just spitting around this entire like this whole thing. It's like okay, like you.
Well, nah, you know it's not true because he had put out previews to some of these songs, a good amount of these songs, like a while back. More
songs excluding Crocodile Tears.
Huh?
Other songs excluding Crocodile Tears.
Yeah, 3001. He put out like you probably saw like him like riding the bicycle.
Okay, yeah.
So he put out, and then the Cameron one he put out.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
So
maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not saying if you know what it is because he's been talking this #1 shit for so long.
Right.
So now it feels like he's addressing.
He's addressing him. Yeah, for a lot of these.
He's
for a lot
been
of these
on
songs.
this type of time. Some of these songs, I do think you're right though.
Okay.
Where he's just like kind of throwing these subs.
Right.
But they've been subbing each other for so long anyway, so it might have just already applied.
I mean, but then it's like, who else is he talking about? Like, it's like,
I think this is a stretch. I think he comes at Drake on some of these lines.
You think so?
Yeah.
Anything specifically stand out to you?
There was one I can't fucking think of it right now.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, hey, like I'm here now. You were here, but I got it, And honestly, prior to the apology, I wouldn't disagree. I think J. Cole was entering his prime. I think he just took a couple steps back. Now, what he did do for himself is there was already a lot of pressure for his album to fall off because he's been hyping this up for a good amount of time now.
Why would he call it the fall off if he didn't fall off?
The irony of it. No, it's the irony of it, right? He actually has the bar about it.
Okay.
He's like, he says, it's ironic I call it a fall off when there's nothing falling off.
Okay, he could say that, but the reality of it.
But now what he did is he put a lot added pressure because now this album pretty much has to be skip free. Because if this flops, he's going back down.
I think he's already on a decline.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
he was in his prime. The apology just took him a couple steps back. Now he just added pressure. So the fall off has to be a literal hip hop classic. And he has to win a lot of people over. He has to win the lyricists, which I think is kind of easy for him. Mm-hmm. But now he also has to win over the people that just like songs for replay value.
Okay.
Which is a hard combo, which I think to me is why Drake is where he's at because he mixes those two well, where he spits shit but makes it a good song.
Right.
Where I think a lot of these lyrical rappers fuck up is they spit shit,
but they don't make
bad song. It's
terrible
just like,
song.
all right, yeah, I don't want to listen to this on my.
I don't want to listen to a poem for the next fucking
exactly
3 minutes.
So I mean, we'll see what the fall off is like. Man, I can't wait to review it. Like when it does drop.
Here's my take. I don't think this is recoverable. I don't think there's anything he could do. He could drop a fucking golden album for the next one. I think it's tarnished already. Like. I think his image as an artist is tarnished. I think he's going to have to
especially to the old heads.
He's going to have to stay kind of in this glass ceiling of having so much potential, but not being able to reach it because of this whole situation.
Yeah, this was the one. This is the stain on J. Cole's shirt right
Yeah. I think that I think right now he's just going to kind of be in his own. I think right now it was 1, 2, 3, right? I think J. Cole kind of just pivoted himself a little bit over here. Now, I don't think he's going to be even in that realm of being.
I wonder when he's 60 years old, when he looks back on this, if he's going to be, I made the right call.
Yeah, I think he's pretty grounded. And I don't think he's going to. I think he's one of the people to where I could see him quitting rap and being completely okay with it.
I get that. Nah. I think he loves rap too much. I kind of see the point we're trying to go where he's just like, but I think he just genuinely loves it. I could see him not being worried about money or like the capitalism part of it.
And when I say quit rap, I'm not saying he's gonna stop rapping, but I think that he's just gonna stop like caring about like mainstream rap.
That's
like,
okay. I
yeah, like, so like he's not gonna do like he's not gonna be like in this conversation of like, okay, I need to my numbers have to peak and all of this other shit. He's probably just gonna do it as leisure and just drop it and then not even give a fuck, you know, like just continue on. Like, and I can see him just
what do you think happens if Kendrick does drop a diss track?
It's a kind of weird space now. Like,
yeah, because
why would you?
Like, it's like you already won, but it's like, it's almost like it's like a bully picking on like a weakling in a sense, where it's like, bro, why you like?
Why do that? Like, you already won. Like, just take the W. But I think what I can foresee happening, honestly, I can foresee them talking and then like kind of becoming cool and doing a song together.
I can see that as well, but it'd always be that thing where when you just like beat someone and y'all could be cool afterwards, but you just know like, don't ever try it again, buddy. Right. It's like, you just kind of got, you ever like,
you give a very hard handshake. Like,
I'll put it like this. You ever hang out with a guy and you see who his girlfriend is, but you fucked that girl already, and you kind of just give him that look like, yeah.
If only you know.
Like, you just get that little like inch of like superiority over him with like, it's obviously immature.
Little do you know what I've done to that. Right.
I think that's what a Kendrick and J. Cole song would be like in the future.
I don't know. I think right now it's just like murky the waters a bit, you know. So what happens from here on out, it's all speculative because no one knows. Like, I do think his career is kind of cooked. Like, I think he's like,
I don't think the career is cooked. I think it took a hit.
I don't think it's recoverable. Honestly, I don't think this is recoverable.
I'm not gonna comment until the Fall Off comes out. Okay. Like I said, this album has to be spectacular because there was pressure already, but now this really added to it. But I think there might be some people that don't even bother listening to it because they're just so disappointed with what you.
That's why I said.
I see your
that's why I said, I'm like, I don't think that there's anything that could be said or done on this coming up album. I think honestly, best bet for him is probably hold off on the album and then drop it when this kind of like blows over a little bit.
Okay.
And then drop it out. Then drop it. Okay. I think right now with him apologizing, he constantly needs to take a step back away from like the limelight a bit. Let someone else get the fucking limelight, become news, and then take it from there, you know? But outside of that, I mean, Bryson Tiller dropped a new album.
Bryson Tiller did? Yeah, let's get off this rap shit. Let's listen to some R&B. So, yeah.
Bryson Tiller dropped a new album.
Self-titled, too. Bryson Tiller. I just want to get into the cover.
Cover art was fire.
Yo, give me like Japan anime vibes.
I didn't like the devil horns on this. I fucking had. I hate when these artists do this shit, bro. I hate when they do it, bro.
I know what you mean.
Right. It's like, come on,
why, come on, man.
Like, why'd you have to do that? Like, you could have left that out, and it would still have been fire. But
like, why do y'all do like this? Like, why do you guys feed the conspiracy theories?
Right. It's just like this whole demonic like thing that like artists do. We got Lil Nas X. We got fucking Rihanna now just did something. Just dropped a picture recently where she's doing like some devilish shit. We've had what's this guy's name? Oh my fucking god!
Everybody.
Yeah, pretty much damn near. But most of these artists, we got Lil Uzi Vert that's always been doing shit like this. Another guy, I can't remember his name. It's at the tip of my tongue. Pause. But a lot of these artists are doing like this whole devil shit, and I just fucking hate it, bro. But I mean, outside of that, I think that cover art was fire though.
All right, let's get into the album. What do you think of that actual album?
That album was fire.
Fire?
Yeah, I like the album, bro. I like the album a lot. Honestly, I think it was way better than Usher's album. I think this.
Would you consider this an R&B album?
No, but here's why. Right. This is a very good. This is the sequel that everybody's been waiting for since Trap Soul. Like, it's like one of those songs. It's like one of those albums where it kind of meshes right in between, where it's like it broke him into like this is a new sound, and I feel like this is the album that should have been dropped immediately after Trap Soul.
I mean, talking about hiatus, it's been a minute.
I mean, I think he did drop. I feel like he did drop an album. Like, I'm not the biggest Bryson Tiller follower. I do like his music. I do think he's a good artist. But
I don't. He might have dropped the EP, but I don't think he dropped the full album.
A full album, but I do think he's a good artist. I don't follow him as much, but if he had dropped this like maybe a year or two after Trap Soul,
I guess I think is the album is called Anniversary. I didn't even hear about this shit in 2000.
let me see the album. Let me see the album. Yes. Wait. No, that's the Trap Soul album, but in blue, but in red, and yeah.
Oh, man. No, I think this is like a little project. It's got 10 songs.
Okay. I mean, it's the same album art though, but it's
Trap
just
Soul had 18 songs.
Okay.
But so I like the album. Definitely not a traditional R&B album.
No.
I really liked the first half. The first half was, I think, way more R&B. As the album progressed, he got really popish. Hybrid mix, thing people do nowadays. The last 4 songs, minus the Whatever She Wants, which I mean, we already heard.
Right. Which is an amazing song to me.
It is a pretty good. It was different for him, but the last 4 or 5 songs I fucking hate.
Really?
Can't stand.
Yeah, I think like after the. Yeah, I will say that after the first 5 songs, I think it kind of becomes like mush in between there.
Did you like the Rich Boy remake?
I like that one. I didn't like the other one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I hated that.
What was it? What the fuck? What song did he remake? It was terrible. It was terrible. Rich Boy, I want to like it, but there's something that's just missing from it.
Yeah, it's like that. Yes, like I want to like it, so I like the beat. I like him rapping on the song, but it's just like it just doesn't bring it in for me, you know? Like it's just kind of like
it's a good filler song.
Right.
It's a good filler song.
It's just not. I feel like that song had so much more potential, but I don't know what it's missing.
It was too calm. I think it was just too calm of a song.
Possibly. Yeah.
The original Rich Boy Throw Some D's on it. It was like kind of a hype song,
right?
And they try to slow it down. I just think the transition wasn't that good.
Right. I think it was just like it was like, very nostalgic, but it was just like Yeah, it was like all right.
Like I remember. I remember this. I
don't love it. I don't hate it. That other bullshit that he dropped, that was terrible.
Which one was it?
No.
Outside.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh, this is the Ying Yang Twins.
Wait till you see. The Whisper song.
Yes. That's the worst album. That's the worst song on that.
Yeah, that's terrible, bro. Terrible fucking song. I skip it every time.
To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the Whisper song in itself.
I did like it, but I think it got played way too much.
It's it was an okay song. Right. They ran it up. But I don't think it's a remake song. You know, especially for you.
The perfect song, the perfect image to describe that fucking song is that meme of the guy fucking taking off his headphones in disgust. Like that is the perfect image for that song. My favorite is Chow. Like that song to me was a banger. Chow
was good. So my favorite was the song right before Persuasion.
Yeah. I think boom bop shit. I think it's like kind of like more
That's boom bop shit?
No. It goes into like the play on words and like the double entendres and shit like that, you know? Like I think it kind of like I knew you would like that. You feel me? Like it's like right up your alley. I think, you know, I do like it. It's a really good song though.
I thought Victoria Monet fucking killed
Victoria Monet kills everything, bro. Yeah, bro. Have you heard that old song called I'm drawing blanks today, bro. But Victoria Monet kills everything.
My man's running out 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm hurting right now.
So he's running out 4 hours of sleep. So please excuse his bad music takes. I know he normally has them on the full 8 hour sleeps, but today's extra bad.
Right. It's a terrible night for me. But Victoria Monet, she drops a lot of good songs, and I think she just doesn't get enough credit for like the shit that she drops. Huh?
She just has a good voice. I thought they complimented each other very well. That was a very well produced song. Chow was good. I thought the opening song was really good, man. Attention.
It was a really good song. Yeah.
I thought like the first 5 songs are like very good R&B songs. I thought he just got too popish at the end, which I don't.
Ass Like That by Victoria Monet. What? Ass Like That by Victoria Monet. It's kind of like the same thing. It's like a play on words. Like at first it sounds like she's singing about one thing, but then when you listen, she's singing about something completely different.
Like Christian R&B type shit.
Huh?
Like
what?
It's like they think they're singing about something, but it's not. The overall message isn't what you think. In a sense.
Sure.
I guess I'm using one of your analogies.
Yeah,
here.
I guess like you're pulling to me right now, bro. Pull yourself together. Like,
my apologies. My apologies.
Like, I don't know, bro. Let me know if y'all got that, because that shit went right over my head. Christian rap?
No, Christian R&B.
Oh, cool. All right, whatever.
All right.
It wasn't your best work, bro.
I take it. I can admit it, but I'm wrong.
Some other people, is that what you're trying to apply? You're right. What are you trying to apply over there?
Didn't say that.
I could admit that I'm wrong. I mean, I think overall the album, I would probably give it, bro, I'm telling you, this shit was way better than Usher's album, but I would say it's about.
I disagree with you on that, but
okay.
But go ahead. What do you rate this?
For an R&B song, an R&B album, give it like a 6.8.
Okay, yo, we're fucking on, man.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 6.7.
Right.
Like right there.
I feel like it doesn't really quite deserves a 7, but like
he needed like 2 more good songs on this album.
Right.
He needed 2 more really good songs. He had a lot of mid.
Right.
Strong start.
Really strong start.
Really strong start, and then it just started
really drop off. A hard drop off.
Which is the opposite of Usher's album, which terrible start
right.
and then got good.
So you say.
So I say.
Right.
This to me, you know what's funny? So when I listened to this album originally, I listened to the back end first, and I was like, "What the fuck?
Really?
Is this shit?" And I'm like, "There's just no way this is like his best work." So I listened to the full album. And I'm like, oh, "Okay, this is good." He just put like his, I don't know what happened at the end. He just said whatever.
I mean, it's good because like we know most people aren't making it to the end of an album anymore. No one's really listening to albums these days, you know. So it's like he just put his hard hitters at the top, and then you know if you listen to the rest of it, you listen to it, kind of thing.
True. Yeah, I mean, so I think we're 6.7, 6.8.
Yeah, I think we're kind of like pretty spot on for that one.
All right, man. So I think we're done. We're done talking about music.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your boys?
My boys? Why
you your boys?
Damn.
Now they're not your boys?
I never knew I was associated with them.
Now they're not your boys. Fresh and Fit ain't your boys.
You want me to claim these niggas?
I'm just saying. They ain't your boys.
What do you know that I don't know?
You listen to their content. You watch a good amount of Fresh and Fit.
I do watch a good amount of Fresh and Fit.
They're your boys.
I think they're entertaining.
They're your boys.
This nigga.
They're not your boys?
I wouldn't consider. A lot of the time, I don't agree with their content.
You don't agree with them. You just watch their shit to disagree with them?
You know what it is? I do think. All right, so here's why I watch Fresh and Fit, right? Okay. I do think what they have. To
make yourself hate women more?
No. What they have. Maybe that's why I'm such a misogynist. Like, people think I'm such a misogynist. But what they have is like a different platform to where like they have women up there. And it blows my mind how like continuously after episode after episode after episode, women just refuse to hear the fucking truth, right?
Yo, what I don't understand about Fresh and Fit is how do they continuously get women to go on that show? At this point, we know what they're about. We know what they get women on there for, essentially to make them look stupid. So it always is mind-boggling to me that women still go on that show.
Bro, we know that women chase fucking clout is the biggest commodity for women, bro. They get online and fucking shake ass.
That's that Fresh and Fit shit. Right there. But it's hard to disagree with. But it's like, yo, why would you go on the show where the guy's there to make you look stupid? I don't get it. What do you gain from it?
The same shit that they gain from being half naked
people,
online.
The people watching the show aren't the really fans of women.
Right.
They're essentially, was it
incels?
Incels, right? So why would you like? You're not. Are you really gaining fans by going on this show?
Right.
I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me. But yo, like you said, clout is important.
Yeah, it's important to them. Like I think that this is a space. This is a thing that like I don't know. Just it's the fuel for fucking women, bro. They love like attention, and this gives them attention. So, so that's the reason why I watch it. And the second thing is like I don't. But secondly, I don't agree with a lot of Myron's takes. I agree with a lot of his takes. However, I don't agree with a lot of his delivery. I think he is excessively aggressive to women. And it's like, it is kind of like a turn off.
He definitely really lays it on them for no reason. Like unnecessarily. Like
he's
It's one thing to have your point of view and try to explain it to other people. But if someone doesn't agree with you. Just
move on.
Move on.
Right.
You're not. Yo, by yelling your point isn't gonna make him see it anymore.
Right. Like it's like, and I think he also he tends to be like more. He knows who he could run over in terms of a conversation, and he definitely walks over them. But then when there is somebody that's more educated and they go toe to toe with him, I think that he doesn't do a good. He tends to back down a lot, but not back down and like fold on his points, but not be as aggressive and hostile.
Okay.
So like even one episode they had Waka Flocka up there, right? And random as fuck, bro. And they put him on a show, did the same thing, surrounded him around girls, and they made a point that Waka Flocka didn't agree with about I guess women being inferior to men and being able to no woman could beat a man up. And Waka Flocka's like, I know some bitches that would knock some niggas out, and they're like, Myron says no. Waka Flocka eventually gets up and walks off the thing. It was like, yo, y'all niggas is tripping, and then like walks off the whatchamacallit. Yeah, walks off the fucking show, and he was like, all right, like I'm not on whatever y'all on, and like leaves the show, right? So, but you could tell like how when he's communicating with when there's an actual threat, he's not as aggressive and as hostile.
That's most men.
Right.
That's most people, right? Especially women. Yo, because we get a lot of hate comments on the internet.
Right.
When I tell you, when we go out in the state or the city, it's all love. It's all love. Yo, because when someone has the ability to actually punch you in the face, your tone is much different.
Just completely.
Yo, I'm on the same thing, man. I might talk to you a lot more crazy on the internet than I do in person because, yo, when you talk to someone,
you are not on that shit. You are not on that, bro. This nigga don't give a fuck. He would know you'll get his ass whooped and fucking still talk shit to somebody.
All right.
I'm telling you, like it's just you. I don't know what world you live in, bro. Like this perception that you have of yourself is completely incorrect.
Okay, we'll get into that. But yeah, but I think a lot of people operate like that, where they're gonna talk to you differently in person.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, especially if it's. I definitely see what these alpha male podcasts, how they talk to women compared to how they talk to men.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, let's get to the point.
So, our boy Fresh.
Not our boy.
Your boy Fresh.
I'm not claiming
your man's 50 grand.
Your man's Fresh done got one of the women he tells his listeners to not fuck with pregnant.
You know what's crazy?
Went out sad.
You know what's crazy? Is there was an episode. Oh, he actually had a run-in with her. I think this is the same girl. Maybe like a year ago or something like that. No, not an episode. They dedicated an episode to her because what happened is they have like there's different segments. So we know Fresh and Fit for just having the women up there, right? Yeah. But then they also do like a side show where like they may talk about like how to build your credit and ways to save money and how to purchase property.
Shit, so no one gives a
right,
fuck
so no one gives a fuck about that, right? Only the core listeners really watch that, right?
You're a core listener.
No.
Okay.
So here's how I found it, right? They had the title. They do a lot of clickbait titles, right? So it said like caller calls in and exposes Fresh or something like that. So I want to see what the fuck he exposed them on. So one of the callers did call in. So they have this episode. They have this segment to where they allow callers to call in and go up to like combat them, whether it be guy, woman, doesn't really matter. And one caller called in and had like some written down, like legitimately written down facts. Like you could hear the pages turning as he's on the phone. And he was talking about, you're saying men shouldn't trick on women, but yet there's a there's a audio of a girl saying that you bought her like I think like some expensive bracelet or a necklace or something like that, right? So I did some digging on Twitter because we know Twitter fucking got everything, and I looked on Twitter and it is legitimate, like that Fresh boasts about a specific type of diamond and a specific jeweler or something like that, and this girl posted a picture with that same exact thing, and then there's some sort of connections between them two, right? So I was like,
yo, these Twitter FBI,
right?
Like they will
find it, the truth. They will find it, bro. So I was like, this guy might be onto something here, right? So now Fresh does the worst. Fresh did what Meek Mill did at denying that he's gay, right?
Okay. Oh.
Fresh did the worst job at trying to deny the fact that he bought this girl thing, a bracelet. He's like, I didn't. What else do you want me to say? And it's like almost like you got caught doing this shit, and it's like you're lying through your teeth, and you're just like, I didn't do it.
I don't think that's a bad way to.
No, you gotta watch his. Okay. You gotta watch it
because the way you're saying it's like, if I get called out for something that I really didn't do, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'm just gonna say that I didn't do it, and then I'm just gonna.
It wasn't like that. Okay. He looked fucking guilty, right? It's you look fucking guilty, and you're saying you didn't do it, and that you have nothing else to say with this guy, or nothing else to say to this guy. The guy's hitting you with like some hard facts, right? Evidence, right? Some hard evidence, and you're just like kind of taken back and like kind of shutting down at this point, right? So I was like, maybe it's a hiccup, maybe it's a coincidence. And then this shit comes out to where the audio of her and his conversation about her being pregnant, and it's like, come on, bro. Like,
first of all, fucking hilarious.
Come on, bro.
Hilarious.
It's very ironic.
The way he tried to trick her into getting an abortion and make it seem like it was nothing.
Right.
I couldn't fucking stop laughing. Yo, you take a pill.
It's just another day. Not killing a baby.
You're not killing a baby. It's chill.
Right. Well, I don't want kids, so I don't know what you're gonna do.
And she's like, yo, what are you gonna do to me?
I'm not gonna do it. Well, I don't want kids.
Yeah. So you take that however you're gonna take it.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. I mean,
yo, do you think they lose fans off this?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think this is big enough for them to lose fans off of.
I mean, this kind of contradicts everything that they fucking talk about, doesn't it?
Not really.
Huh?
No, not necessarily. Because he fucked a hoe and got her pregnant. Like, niggas do that shit every day, kind of thing.
Yeah, but these are supposed to be the best of us. These are the guys telling other men how to behave.
No, they're telling other men to not fall victim to women finessing them. So
what she just did.
That's why it went against with the jewelry situation, right?
No, but I'm saying you getting essentially an IG baddie pregnant, right? That's the worst thing you could do to yourself, because now she's gonna extort you for child support.
Of course, but we're talking
and
about.
She probably doesn't even want to be with the guy. She just wants to have the kid just for the check.
But what their message isn't for. Don't. I guess I worded that the worst way, the bad way. It's not to not be finessed by women. It's primarily to like get on your shit and become like this alpha male, essentially, right?
I don't think getting host pregnant is very alpha.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it doesn't go along with it. I'm not defending these niggas. At the end of the day,
I get it. You don't want to speak bad on boys.
Yeah, that's my Barbadian cousin. You know, like I don't know, bro. We're from the same country.
Barbados?
Yeah, he's from Barbados. Okay. So yeah, so but I don't know. I don't know why he did what the fuck he did, and Myron lost it and said that he cussed him out.
Myron's probably he's so disappointed.
Yeah, so he said he's a fucking idiot. He said like, yo, I'm not gonna shit talk him like you guys want me to. So there was a video that came out of them kind of addressing the whole situation again, right? And they had the lawyer come on and discussing the thing, and their lawyer's advising that they don't say anything, you know. And from the talks of it, Myron obviously gets a little bit too amped up and says a little bit too much, but they don't believe that she's actually pregnant. They think that she's kind of trying to finesse him out of some bread, right? So the lawyer is saying like, you guys are saying too much, like I need you guys to shut up. And he said it multiple times, like I need you guys to just stop talking, like it would all come out legally, like you're giving too much ammunition. Long story short, Myron says that like, yo, like you guys want me to just shit on him so badly, but he's my friend at the end of the day, good, bad, and ugly, which is he says it like I'm a loyal friend, you know, like he's like I'm not his friend for convenience, like I'm his friend regardless of whatever the fuck. Like I already told him how much of a fucking idiot he is for this situation, for why would you do this, but I'm not gonna shit on him in front of you guys, which technically you kind of did because we didn't know that you called him a fucking idiot. So it's like,
no, but I think he did the right thing. I think just for aesthetics wise and performance, you have to call him out. You don't have to go crazy on him in the front of the cameras, but you got to call him out because I think there is some hypocrisy in their overall message.
Right. Yeah.
You shouldn't be getting these IG hoes pregnant.
Right. Absolutely.
I think anybody.
Right.
Anybody. You know?
I mean, so what do you think? Do you think it's this is the end of them? Of their
I mean,
show?
they've been in a bad fucking streak, man. They got demonetized on YouTube.
Right.
That was a big thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think there was an era where Fresh and Fit kind of ran social media.
Right.
I think their message was initially somewhat positive.
Right.
I've never been a big fan of their content, but just because it just doesn't really apply. It just didn't apply to me. It just wasn't something that appealed to me that much. I mean, like every now and then, you a fan would send me stuff and I'd watch it because you said that to me.
This guy. Okay.
Am I lying?
I don't.
Did
no.
you send me stuff from Fresh and Fit?
Possibly. We send each other things all the time.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Possibly.
I watched
probably 1 or 2 Fresh and Fit things in there.
Don't be ashamed of it, bro.
I'm not ashamed.
Okay.
I'll stand on whatever the fuck I feel, like how I feel about the situation.
Okay.
But no, I don't. Possibly, I don't know.
But either way, I think they've been just been getting hit with some bad shit as of late, and I don't think this is the nail on the coffin, but this definitely doesn't help. I think they're gonna lose a little bit of a fan base with this now because, like I said, they're preaching all this message to like these young boys that like listen to them faithfully, and now they're gonna be like, "Yo, how are you gonna tell me not to do all this dumb shit when you do it?" And I get it. We're humans. We make mistakes, but when you come on a platform daily to preach the shit that you do, you are held to a higher standard, and when you fail to meet that standard, you just look crazy.
Right. I don't think that they're put on a pedestal, and it's kind of like,
but they put themselves in the pedestal.
They do have to walk like this this holy line.
And it seems like Myron does for the most part. You don't really see him slipping up, right?
No, not for the most part. I mean, he kind of has his shit in order, but I am curious to see how this affects his podcast. I mean, if she is pregnant, I am curious to see how this affects.
Even if she's not pregnant, it's still overall bad look because he's out here fucking them raw.
I don't think that I don't think so. From the looks of it, I don't think so. Like I think it I don't think that really has much bearings right now. I think the difference between like Fresh and Fit and other platforms is like most of Fresh and Fit's viewers are actually core followers, so like they're not following them because of like popularity or anything. They're actually like listening to them because
I
they
get it,
actually like them.
But those followers, right, are usually the ones that get very disappointed. Because I think there's like maybe a more of a casual fan like you, where you're like, all right, this guy fucked up, but I'm not that deterred from it.
Right.
It didn't really fuck up on my emotions that much. But I think if you're a core fan, like a real, incel per se, that like, yeah, man, I get it. Like, yo, fuck these bitches. Let's get this money, all this other shit. And you see one of the main guys do it, you're like, oh. I think it puts a bad taste in your mouth.
I don't think so. But I think that these guys look up to Fresh and Fit kind of like in a father or like God role in a sense. From the way, like, bro, some people donate like fucking $500 at a time, like $50 at a point, $20 to just have their words come across the screen. You feel me? So it's like, I don't think that this is enough to like tarnish that. Like, I feel like honestly, realistically speaking, like they would have to do something a little bit more outrageous for their following to like lose credibility. Because even the thing is that if it was Myron, then possibility, because he's kind of like the pillar for the show.
Okay.
Right? Fresh is kind of like just an afterthought, Like they don't expect much out of Fresh.
He's just there.
Yeah, he's just there essentially. Like if it was Myron that did it, maybe I could see that, but like everybody kind of like leans on Myron and as being like the leader of the show and kind of navigating their lives and like actually learning from him. Fresh is just like an afterthought, and he's just kind of like the support person throughout it, right? He's just there, like he's just literally just there.
Okay.
So I think that I don't really think it's gonna do too much damage for them. I think it's gonna be kind of business as normal. But
we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I don't really think. I do think maybe I'm speculating here, but I do think he's gonna. If he is pregnant, he's heading out to the Philippines. Right, there was an episode where there was a girl that got pregnant by a guy, where they kind of like bantered a little bit on the episode about the nigga just up and leaving, and then they were like, did he go to the Philippines? And everybody that worked there laughed, and it's like kind of like an inside joke,
Okay.
So I don't know. It just kind of gave me like
it's just random as fuck, the Philippines.
I don't know. Maybe that's where.
I guess he's got a thing for Asian women.
Yeah, I was just about to say that this is the chick in question is an Asian woman, so maybe that's where he's gonna head off to.
All right, man, we'll see.
What
we got one more thing to discuss before we wrap this episode, right?
Okay,
let's talk about it.
All right, so people guess whoever that come on the show. I mean, as you guys know, we hit some very interesting conversations
every now and then.
at points and times. We hit we dive deep. We kind of say some edgy things. Sometimes we ourselves get carried away and say some things that we're not too happy about, you know?
Or sometimes we say things that come out in a way that we didn't mean it.
Right.
And we understand that happens.
Yeah. So,
but we typically stand on what we say, or we do a follow episode where we try to explain what we meant.
Right.
Etc.
But however, it has happened a couple times to where people come on the show and they say some things and then they're not really too fond of the feedback that they're getting from the community, and they end up wanting to either pull an episode, pull a clip, want us to mute certain things, delete comments, whatever the fuck, you know. They just want us to kind of alter what they said, you know, like alter what they said, you know. And you guys have to understand that a lot of time goes into the production, you know. Like, it may look easy to you guys, it may look like it's a simple thing, like we just put, hey, yeah, everybody wants to be a podcaster, so let's buy some mics, put some cameras up, boom, and shoot,
we're famous.
We're good, right? No, a lot of things there's a lot of work on the back end that goes behind this, you know. So for us to pull anything down, quite frankly, it's just not an option. Like, it would have to be something to where it had to be a death threat or something along the lines of where, like, your health and safety is on the line, or your friends and family's health and safety is on the line. But outside of that, we're really not pulling down anything, to be honest. So, I mean, for the future guests, and if you have made it this far into the episode, if you are considering on coming on here, just know that we are going to dig deep, you know, we are going to dive deep, and I maybe work on your communication skills or a little bit more, or whatever you need to kind of navigate the conversation to where you're not incriminating. So if, obviously, we don't want people coming on here and like saying that you got 10 bodies yesterday. Like, we don't want that.
No, we kind of do, but just staying on it.
We don't want that.
All right, man, he's being nice. That was nice and mature. So can I just get a little toxic?
Mr. Toxicity himself. Like, I love it. It's like on the fucking Mount Rushmore of toxicity, obviously we got Future as number 1, and then we got fucking you right there, and then Usher's like somewhere in the background over there.
I fuck with that. Right. All right, so essentially, we had a guest on a couple weeks ago. We posted one of his clips.
Yeah.
And in the clip, he said some pretty heavy shit. He made some egregious claims.
Right.
We posted it. So some of our clips don't go anywhere. Some of them do very well. This clip where he said something about someone famous did very well. But what he said in the clip was, like I said, it was heavy. He's kind of incriminating someone. And he got a lot of feedback from it. Not good feedback. He wasn't, obviously, like, people are calling him out in the comments, calling him fucking wrong, calling him a loser, attacking his looks, all that shit, etc. And it happens.
Which is it's the nature of putting yourself in front of a camera, you know?
I mean, we get it all the time. We people comment on our looks, all the other shit.
We've been called threes.
Yeah, whatever. All that shit, right?
I'm a solid 3.5.
So then he hit us up to say, hey, man, I don't mind them coming at me, but I don't want them coming at you. Which was cap. Well, I'm just gonna say it. He was cap, right? He was trying to deflect. Obviously, we don't give a fuck. We know what we're signing up for. So he didn't want to just say, hey, I don't like how people are coming at me. So he asked us to take the clip down. We took it down. So here's the thing. That's the last time we're gonna take a clip down.
Right.
So moving forward, if you come on our podcast and you say something that you don't like, too bad. We're gonna post it, and if it goes viral, you have to live with the repercussions. Because everyone thinks they want to go viral until they actually go viral. Right. And then you see how crazy shit gets.
Right.
People on the internet are not nice. And you're going to see that if you go viral. So just as a heads up, if you come on our platform and you say something that you don't like, that's on you. This isn't Vlad TV. We're not trying to incriminate you. We're having conversations. Sometimes we get you to say stuff that maybe you didn't want to come out, but that's just what it is.
Or maybe you don't put yourself in the best position of explaining what you actually mean, you know? And it happens. Like I said, I've done it multiple times. The other day, we went on someone else's podcast and I got that clip was cut crazy to make me look insane. Yeah. At the end of the day, like... But
that's the name of the game.
I said it and I got to stand on it, you know? Yeah. And it's like, in reality, like, we're all adults, you know? And it's really inconsiderate for us to take the time out to shoot an episode, edit an episode, post it, then to get requests to pull it down. We're just, you know, we don't want to sound like dicks or assholes, but at the end of the day, like, it just is what it is at that point.
You have to be aware of what you're saying. That's what it is. You You have to hold yourself accountable and be responsible for what comes out of your mouth and deal with the consequences of what you say. We've dealt with it. I know it's not good. You got to deal with it. Speaking of that, before we wrap this up, I almost forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dealing with the consequences,
No,
A1.
Speaking of going viral.
Speaking of going viral,
right.
A1 says some things about
fat women.
Fat women.
Right.
It went. I think it did like 2.4 million views.
2.4 million views on Twitter. Shout out to Haiti.
Shout out to Ladies Pitch Podcast that posted on their page, and it did fucking numbers. So we always appreciate when people share our content. So please feel free to do it. And the people were not nice to A1 in the comments.
They were not nice.
So he saved some of the ones that stood out.
That stuck out.
Let's go over that.
A lot of them were kind of like copy and paste kind of attacks, right? Or not even attacks, just rebuttals or comments on me, right? A lot of them was just like, who is he? He's the fat chick himself. Would he be happy to be called a safe space? Which, yes, I would be happy to be called a safe space. Like, I would want anyone in my vicinity to think that A1 is a safe space.
So for y'all that don't know, the clip is A1 essentially said that fat chicks used to be a safe place for men. They used to be the safe bet. Just how women look at nice guys as the safe bet, right?
Right.
And he's saying that they're no longer the safe place. They're no longer the safe choice, which I don't think it's terrible. And I think a lot of men relate to it and think about it, which is true.
But the Twitter girlies decided to have a field day with it, and they got offended by it, and they decided to go in on me, right?
Okay.
So, like I said, a lot of them were saying that he's a fat chick himself. This guy needs... A lot of them were talking about my titties, which is like...
Are they just jealous?
Possibly.
What size do you wear?
I don't know. Honestly, I do need to get fitting. I did propose for a lot of them to like come with me to get fitting since they have so much expertise with titties. I did offer them to come out and to help me out, because they said like my titties are sitting on my chest or my stomach or whatever the fuck, right? Some of them were like I said, interesting, but like think so? Cup. Possibly. They're a handful. Right. But a couple of them were ironic, right? Okay. So one of them, or not, a couple of them did stand out, not ironic. A couple of them did stand out to me. One of them said, Bubble Bass can't talk. That was actually funny, right?
Bubble Bass from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yo, here's the thing, man. We don't mind y'all talking shit. We just always hope that it's funny or original.
Yeah. Calling me Bubble Bass, that was fucking hilarious. Because those that don't know, I'm a big SpongeBob fan. So I said, this is actually pretty funny. Still no pickles, right? As a thing. Okay, so for me,
fair response.
For me, I laughed at it. It made me chuckle, right? Another one said, VAR check complete. Fat on fat crime. Or fat on fat violence, no foul. Right? Fat on fat violence, no foul. So, because I'm fat, a lot of people are saying, like, who gives him the audacity? Or the audacity is at an all-time high. Who gives him a right to talk about fat women when he's fat himself?
But that's like how most things in the world are. Like, it's usually the person that has the most experience in it or is of that nature that's allowed to speak on it. Right?
You would think so.
That's how we treat the N-word per se, right? Like, only people that are part of that community can say it, right? Like outside, you have trouble outsiders saying it. So it's the same thing. Why wouldn't a fat man be able to speak on fat women?
Right. I mean, going back to I don't understand it. It's like, it's because I hate the way the fucking world works, right? It's like, because we like to nitpick at certain things and try to take away validity in what people are saying, right? And obviously, I'm not saying what I'm saying is licensed and Bible, but it's like, okay, I'm fat.
A good amount of people believe it.
I'm fat. Does that still takes away from what the fuck I'm saying?
Yo, you know what I find funny is, so you said what you said about fat women, right? And a lot of people were like, oh, they weren't disagreeing with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
They just thought it was audacious that it was coming from you. But to me, the funny part is, you understand the point that he made. Because you guys aren't arguing his point.
My point.
You're arguing the person that said it.
You're completely ragging me.
Yeah.
Which is
but you're not ragging the point.
Which is kind of like you're getting mad at me for fat shaming fat chicks, but then you're fat shaming me. Which is...
That is always the funny part is, you'll make fun of a celebrity that, first of all, most you guys don't know these people. I don't know why you go so hard to fucking defend them. But then you guys get offended that we're talking shit about someone, but then your response is to talk shit back to us, which makes you just as bad as us.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you just don't have a platform.
Yeah.
So another person said, if the other guys was real, he would have said, safe like you, but alas. So he's pretty much coming at you saying, If you were real, you just called it stray. If you were real, you would have said safe like you.
Call me fake in the comment. I take that shit personal.
Right.
Ain't no fake above.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't fuck dudes, especially fuck dudes. I don't think they're safe. That doesn't apply to me.
I don't know.
I do understand the cleverness of it. Like that would have been a good response. You know, if I did
safe like you.
Nah, I think if I could have twisted it to make a like I get the point that person was trying to make.
I guess.
Or I could have started a whole conversation and be like, so do you consider yourself to be a safe option for women?
I would like to think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're fat.
I would love to think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm fat.
You know what I do hate about the internet? And so anytime you say something kind of wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
People, especially every time you say something about women or anything like that, people act like fat men don't get pussy.
It blows my mind, bro.
As a guy, I've always had one thing about Ease, he's gonna keep a fat friend around him. That's my thing. I don't know.
You keep a fat nigga around you. Why is that?
I don't know. It just happens.
It just happens. Like,
and I gotta tell you, fat dudes get a lot of pussy. I've seen it. I've seen you. I seen my old fat friend do it. Y'all be getting it. I don't understand why the internet gaslights people into thinking that fat dudes get no ass. Like, fat dudes get just as much ass as skinny dudes.
Apparently, to the internet, I get no bitches.
Yeah, I don't know why they cap so much on fat people. Fat people be fucking.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah,
but
proud of y'all.
I'm not here to. I do my thing. Okay. You know, I do what I can. Okay. You feel me? I give you a good little 3 minutes, and that's about it. One person said, "This is how a lot of y'all think from both genders. So don't be shocked."
Kept it real.
Think it was a solid.
Is that a guy?
Yep, it was a guy.
Okay, yeah, that's too real. It's too real.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah. Because he wasn't offended. He actually understood the point. Because women get offended and don't even acknowledge the point.
So somebody said, "Trust me, I'm in the elite category for the fat folks, and I'm in the close friends with big girls. They be trying to hold every nigga. They deal with shit be crazy. So he's pretty much agreeing. So he's pretty much saying that he's in an elite category. He's in an elite category of fat chicks. Please invite me to that category because, ironically enough, I love me some fat chicks. I love me some big girls.
I can vouch for him. He does.
Do love me some big girls. But he says he's in an elite category with fat chicks, and they do be trying to hold every nigga. So there's some validity to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Another post said, "Meanwhile, this man has bigger titties than me. Mind you, I'm a C cup."
So I guess I was wrong about having a C cup.
So I might have D.
So she just sounds jealous. That's jealousy and bitterness. So
sounds like that to me. Yeah. Another one says, "This is so depressing because it's true. Fat women have been marginalized throughout history, but what was the chuckle for?"
It's just sad, but it's true. It's like you agree.
Fat women have been marginalized throughout history, but now their egos are inflated because of social media and dating apps by men just looking to fuck. The game is fucked up. I need a tissue. I'm gonna cry.
I mean, that's true, man. There was we're in a generation where fat chicks are idolized, or fat people are idolized. And
don't say people, fat chicks.
Okay.
Fat chicks are idolized.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Because you see the smoke I'm getting.
All right, you're right. Where fat women are idolized and they're getting put on this pedestal just because I think people feel bad. You're not allowed to call people out on shit anymore.
Right.
You know? I saw a video of this really fit guy on Twitter. Like, the guy was fucking ripped.
Yeah.
He was getting shitted on for his body.
Why?
He was just like too ripped or something like that. It was just like, and like we live in a generation where we're praising the fat people. But we're body shaming the fit people?
The fit people? The healthy ones?
Is this not insane?
And I'll be the first one to say, here it goes. Body shaming is a sham. All of this shit is just bullshit. Just like the fucking the whole marches and the slut shaming and bullshit, bro. It's all bullshit. Like, at the end of the day, wrong is wrong, right is fucking right. And clearly there's a line that needs to be divided in there. We're just trying to like smear the lines over so that way everybody could feel included and no one could get talked about. But no, there is a level of wrong and right in certain situations. Is being fat right? No. Am I right? No. but I'm not also gonna. Being a fat woman, right? No, but I'm also aware that me being a fat male is not right as well. You know, there's a level of accountability is on me. On my part.
Good self-awareness. Yo, and as I work in the medical field,
right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the main things that kills Americans is smoking,
right,
drinking, and obesity.
Yeah,
those three are one of the main killers in America. Being obese comes with a lot of issues, movement issues, joints, bones, cardiac issues.
Right.
So it's just like we're trying to spare a lot of people's feelings nowadays.
A lot, bro.
And when in reality we're doing more damage because America is one of the fattest countries in the world.
Yeah.
And we also have one of the biggest medical issues in the world.
Yeah.
So and I get it. I've put on weight in the last couple of years, and it's impossible.
I'm glad you know because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be the one to break it to you.
It's impossible to lose weight.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you.
But I have self-awareness. I know I gained weight. I'm not gonna lie to myself and tell me I'm fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? Like I know it.
Yeah.
But I also know the dangers of gaining weight.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna trick myself. I'm not gonna be on this body
or be upset when other people critique me for being this thing. You know, it's like all of these women shit on me for being fat. Not one time am I upset or bitter about women calling me fat, or am I crying about this shit? You feel me? It's like you guys are ironically doing the same thing that you don't want America to do to you. Like, and most of the comments have come from fat women. Like, so how, like, that doesn't even make sense, to be honest with you. It's like the same thing that you don't want America to do to you, you're more than happy to do it to someone else because you got offended by something that I said. I called you guys fat chicks and I said you were a safe space. What did I say that was so wrong?
Everyone's body friendly until you would piss them off.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's the weirdest thing to me, bro. So the last one that I have is you recognize the absurdity of a 400-pound man talking about a fat woman, but not a bitch living at home selling pussy pics for $4.99, talking about she can't date a man who makes $50,000. My man's went in.
Jeez, like that came from within.
My guy, he was hurt. Like
that was specific.
Yeah, he was like, you ain't talk about this fat nigga online. Like he went told whoever you are.
Boy, wrote out
dark skin, dark skin with a QUE for dark. Appreciate you, man.
Word.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's a weird world we're living in. Where like we can't slut shame anybody. Being a hoe is not okay. Like we trying to glorify these things all the time. That's like trying to make everybody feel inclusive, and it's like, no, this is not.
We need to bring back shame. There was a point in time where we could shame people for doing the wrong thing.
Certain shit.
But now those people that are doing the wrong thing somehow got in control,
and they
made shame a bad thing. Shame keeps us in check.
Absolutely.
Shame is what keeps the world going in the right fucking direction, man. When we got rid of shame is when shit got out of control.
Do you want your kids to be obese? No. If you had a choice, do you want your kids to be obese? No. Do you want your kids to be a hoe? No. So clearly there's something wrong with this. Like there's clearly something wrong with this.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to dive in any deeper than that because we could go further with that. But nonetheless, you guys know what's wrong and right. And at the end of the day, you're trying to just project onto me your fucking insecurities. What did I say that was so wrong? Like I said before.
Nothing. You spoke your truth.
I said fat women used to be a safe space. Was I wrong for saying that you guys were a safe space? No. Like, and you're no longer a safe space. Am I wrong for saying you're no longer a safe space? No.
Because at the end of the day, no one disagree with your message.
Right.
They just hated that it was coming from you.
It's the craziest thing to me, bro. Craziest fucking thing.
But I think we'll leave it off.
That's pretty much it.
All right, shit. Hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, drop a like, drop a comment, hit that fucking sub button. We just hit 3,000 subs, baby.
Big
Things
3K.
are looking up.
We part of the big three.
Big three. Big three.
Yeah.
We're trying to be part of the big four, man. So help us to get the 4,000 subs. And
appreciate you guys, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, it means a lot, bro.